About how we could do things like add salary and maybe even totals onto an org chart. So this has been drawn using just Lucid's org chart import. This is an example of my Google Sheet. In addition to the required fields in order to actually draw the hierarchy, I've included a salary column and a team salary budget. Now it's really easy to do these in the org chart so that I could easily just upload them later. You'll notice that team salary budget, poorly named column, but basically it's going to only apply to those who actually have a team. Now if I wanted to, I can actually come in and start to add a formula to this. So when you add new fields in Lucidchart, basically you would want to come in and click plus new field in the employee fields in the layout section, and it would add a new field here. I've gone ahead and named it team salary total. I've made it global, so it's applying to all employees by clicking that globe, and I've inputted a formula. Now what this formula is doing is it's grabbing all shapes that are downstream of basically every single shape. So pretend we're looking specifically at Luke. It would grab everything that is one shape down from him. So down the hierarchy, Illinois Jones and Joe April in this case. For Kat and Everdeen, it would just grab Clarice and John. For John, it would grab Steve. So downstream is basically just below them in the hierarchy. Then it's saying specifically what I want from them is the salary field. So that's this dot notation that's grabbing downstream.salary. So what we'd end up with is Luke is going to get a list of salaries from these two. And then we're wrapping it in a sum function, and then we're also wrapping it in a currency formula here. So all of that is just going to format it so that basically Luke Landwalker, whose team salary total is being displayed here as 95, is displaying the total of the people who are directly below him. Now we could also, if we needed to, edit this, this field here, if we wanted to include Luke himself. So we might then say plus this dot, which is actually the current person we're looking at. So the person who is upstream of everyone. And I could say this dot salary. And I'm actually going to wrap this whole thing in a currency. So we'll take out that parenthesis and put it at the end there. So what we are going to get is the sum of everyone together plus that salary. And so now that's Luke plus his two employees. That's our team salary total. If we wanted to, technically I could do this again. So if I add a new field and we'll just say fully downstream, we'd probably name it better. I could do a similar one, and I could basically paste that same exact formula, except what I might choose to do is change it and go with a different formula that Lucid provides called downstream deep. So what that's going to do is, for example, for Kat, instead of just grabbing downstream, which is just Clarice and John, it's going to grab deeply downstream, so everyone below Kat, including Steve. For Bruce here, instead of grabbing just L and John, it's going to go for Jean and Charles and James as well. So that's if you needed for Luke to display everyone under him and not just his direct reports. So that's just how we'd alter that if we wanted, depending on which one we wanted. That's how we'd go ahead and add those things. Like I said, I do highly recommend you include things that are maybe a little bit less changeable, like just the salary and the team budget here, because of course we can always shift people around, and these formulas are dynamic living in Lucidchart, so I'd be able to come in, and as I move people around, those numbers will change, which is pretty cool. Another thing that I could check out here is adding things like conditional formatting. That's going to let me say, let's do a formula here, and first off, I want to check if the data is even there. So if I have, for example, a team salary budget, so meaning I'm a leader, then go ahead and do this check for me. If I'm not a team leader, then I don't care. So I don't even want the icon to try to appear. Now the condition I'm going to check, I'm actually going to set this to a formula so that I can reference two fields. And I'm simply going to say this dot team salary total is, let's say if it is greater than or equal to this dot team salary budget. And what this is going to do is highlight for me anyone who is more expensive than their budget. And what I could do is I could actually then put maybe like an alert and make it red because the budget is being exceeded. So if I wanted to, I could come in and I could give someone like a super high salary here. So I'm just going to give Illinois Jones, let's make him like 500, no, we'll give him like 901 or something as his salary. And suddenly Luke Landwalker's budget is way, way over budget because Illinois Jones is so expensive. And you'll notice too that I'm able to control who has these fields visible. So I may not want to display it on everyone on the card. So that is an option too. And of course, if I were to come in and want to update my data, I can come in and manage that data and replace or refresh the data set. Since I'm with Google Sheets, if you use Excel or CSV, you just replace it with the latest file, meaning that salary information, things like that would be updated. However, these custom things, these custom fields and formulas stick around. So this is actually something really great to maybe turn into a template that has all these formulas expected and conditional formatting rules ready to go. Hopefully this is helpful.